All right, there's no deal struck in Minneapolis, as far as I know. Let's welcome House Majority Whip, Mr. Tom Emmer from the great state of Minnesota. Tom, welcome. I just read you, President Trump is saying he'll scale back ICE operations in Minnesota if officials agree to turn over all incarcerated or active warrant criminal illegal aliens and assist federal authorities in detaining criminal illegal aliens wanted for crime. But the mayor, Jacob Frey, says Minneapolis does not and will not enforce federal immigration laws. I don't know if Frey has changed that tune. Tom Homan's not going to do anything until he gets some assurances. What's going on up there?
Well, good to be with you, Larry, but it's very sad. We've been saying for a couple of weeks that this would settle down very quickly. Very quickly, if Tim Walz, Keith Ellison, in this poor excuse for a mayor in Minneapolis, if they would just give law enforcement, local law enforcement, the permission to work with federal law enforcement, and specifically, Larry, to allow them to detain the worst of the worst, the rapists, the murderers. Believe it or not, you can look at the Homeland website. They post every day how bad these people are that they're pulling out. These are the people that apparently Jacob Frey and Tim Walz and Keith Ellison have been more interested in protecting than the American citizen that's actually paying their salary. So if they just would allow that to happen, guess what? The local authorities could do that work on the ground, could turn them over to the federal authorities, and out they go, and you wouldn't have to have this huge federal presence. Look, Donald Trump campaigned on he's going to make our communities safe. He's going to make this country safe again. He's closed the border because of the failed sanctuary state policies that Tim Walz has allowed to exist. This has to be cleaned up, and the only guy that said he was going to do it, and he was elected to do it, is Donald J. Trump. Now, if the local authority would just give the nod to federal authorities that they're going to work together, this would go much smoother.
But they don't seem to want to do it. I mean, you're right. The exchange can occur inside the prison. And you, instead of leaving them out on the streets, and then ICE has to make these large sweeps and we get into all kinds of trouble. They should do that. But they won't do that. And meanwhile, we talked earlier in the show, Tom, you know, I don't know, Chuck Schumer and the open borders crowd are making demands on Mr. Trump and John Thune holding the government shutdown hostage. We can't listen to Schumer and that stuff. We can't go back to open borders. We can't let them just walk all over ICE. That's, you know, you can't do it.
No, you can't do it. And I mean, they clearly did not get the message from the 2024 presidential election. Right. And they're not paying attention to Main Street in this country. Main Street wants this problem taken care of. If you go to my state, the pictures you're seeing of these mobs, Larry, in Minneapolis, these are paid agitators primarily and protesters. Yeah, you got some Minnesotans, I would say anarchists that are in there, but there are people coming from outside of our state. The vast majority of Minnesotans that you do not see, they want the federal law enforcement to remove the worst of the worst. Are they happy that there has to be this excessive approach? No, not necessarily. They would like our governor, our attorney general, our mayors to all work with local law enforcement so that we could get this thing done in a reasonable and peaceful manner. This is not going to work for Chuck Schumer and Democrats, Larry. We do not want open borders. We do not want sanctuary cities. We do not want sanctuary states. More importantly, the people who vote for us don't want these things. The people you're seeing in these pictures are a very slim sliver of the American public. And again, they're there to disrupt and create chaos, and that's what these guys are managing. They prefer to manage chaos than safety and security for their citizens.
Yes, sir. Federal law supersedes these local laws. These local laws have no authority, really. Tom Homan knows all that. I mean, he's going to marshal the troops the best he can. But if they don't play ball there, you're right, Waltz and Frey and that crowd, more trouble could be coming. Anyway, House Majority Whip, Mr. Tom Emmer. Thank you, Tom. We appreciate it very much. Folks,